What do you think is the number one all-time holiday selling single?
Of all time, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
Yeah, but what's number 10?
Not even number 2, just go straight to 10.
Yeah, what's number 10?
White Christmas.
No, that Wham! Last Christmas, I give you my heart. Isn't that weird that is... Do you think it's like one of those cult things?
Yeah, totally. Like, it's the 80s. They were one of the biggest pop bands at in the world at the time. Yeah, everyone bought that song.
I mean, I think that song is so funny. Last Christmas, it was actually really sad because George Michael died on like Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah. But also, how long ago does Last Christmas seem to be? Like, last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and the very next day, you gave it away.
Well, so then that was actually last December 26th.
26th?
You gave it away.
That was a real fast turnaround, and then you've been holding on to it for an entire year to where this Christmas, you're like, I'm not going to do that again. But also, the relationship still kind of happened to where he's having to be like, okay, you know what? Ultimatum, this Christmas, it's not happening. I did it last Christmas.
It's kind of a sad song.
It is definitely a sad song.
Do you like Christmas music?
Oh my gosh, I'm in. Not before Thanksgiving, though.
Oh.
And I'm even toying with not going until like the 1st of December. Not because I have like a really principled idea of what Christmas has to be. You can listen to Christmas music all year round. That's fine. For me, I get burnt out on it because I listen to it constantly. There's only so many Christmas songs out there, you know? Like,
Christmas songs.
Good Christmas songs. You can find everyone covering, you know, Silver Bells or whatever. But after a while, those songs, I just like, okay, I need to go listen to some non-seasonal music.
I usually don't listen to Christmas music until like the 23rd.
Just that's when you need to start, or that's when you're ready to get rolling?
I think that's when I'm ready to get it.
Yeah.
Like usually when I'm driving to wherever I'm spending Christmas.
Ooh, that's not bad. Yeah.
So, I mean, and like here and there, I can like throw on a jam, but for the most part, like I do not like Christmas music.
You're just you don't at all.
No, I don't know why. I think it's I just don't love it. I like it when it's time, but you know. Also, I think it's become one of those things that people, it's like they want to put something on the internet. Oh my gosh, is it too early to listen? I'm that girl. But it's like June 9th, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, can't you just say that you just really like that song? Like, I'm not going to lie. Every now and then, I can throw on just a regular Amy Grant Christmas tune and like listen to it like it's normal because it's good music.
Right.
Not because it's good Christmas music. That's just good music.
You think there's a difference between good music and good Christmas music?
Yeah. Okay. Wham! Last Christmas. Mm-hmm. Does that stand the test of time? Or is it funny and...
I mean, I listened to it. You turn it on, and I was bouncing in my seat, but like, it's super dated.
Well, yeah.
It's like Paul McCartney's "Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time." It's just like that song is so hard to listen to. Yeah.
So, what are the hardest Christmas songs for you to listen to?
"Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time." Mm-hmm. And then the Christmas songs that aren't Christmas songs. Like My Favorite Things from Sound of Music, where like, these are a few of my favorite. Like, the only reason that's a Christmas song is because they talk about brown paper packages tied up with string.
That's just, people consider that...
Yeah, Kelsey Ballerini did a Christmas version of it. That's not a Christmas song. Also, John Lennon's War Is Over.
That's on my list of creepy.
Not a Christmas song. Like, his whole thing is like, there should be no religion or any of those things, then everything will be fine.
What's funny
like,
is...
it's an anti-Christmas song.
That, growing up, do you remember when we were in high school and there was that huge ice storm in like 99 or 2000?
Oh, yeah.
Like, massive ice storm.
Yeah, power went out at our house for like a week.
Yeah, so like my entire family, this was like the last time my entire family got to spend Christmas together. Like with my grandmother and aunts, uncles, cousins, all of that. So there were like 14 of us, and we were stuck inside, no electricity, and we were in like rural the rural Southwest Arkansas. And so I put up this sign in the living room that just said it was the fun zone. And so it was like, okay, anywhere else in this house, you can bitch and moan. But if you come in this living room, this is the fun zone. And our theme song was, so this is Chris. Just because, and then my brother.
And what have you done?
My brother would stand in the background and just go, and so like honestly, now we always play that for each other.
Grade A family Christmas move. This is the fun zone. There's no complaining here.
Yes,
get over it.
And what's funny is now we spend because I have little nephews. We spend most of our like prime Christmas time at my brother's house, and we put up the sign wherever we are. Like
war is over.
We put up the fun zone sign. It's like, listen, you step foot inside of the fun zone, like. No, war's over. So, and it's also kind of funny to just be like, oh, so this is Christmas.
Yeah.
Or so this is Christmas.
It's so like it starts off accusing you. Yes. And you're just like, it's like, you know what? Here's a good way to start a Christmas song. How about you feel guilty?
Yeah.
What have you done, huh?
What about I think anything that is made to be sexy that shouldn't be. It's like Santa Baby is like,
oh man, so I hadn't heard it until today, but getting ready for the podcast I listened to Kelly Pickler's version.
Yeah.
And it's like that she's just got a super girly voice. Mm-hmm. Like it's pretty high pitched and it's kind of breathy and weird. Santa Baby's an odd song.
Yeah, it's just even that original recording, I mean it's a girl and a baby voice
doing the boopy doopy doopy.
Yeah, like
boopy doopy.
I imagine like Katy Perry really owning that song someday. Like just
yeah.
When she does her Vegas residency in 25 years and it's December 21st and she's got to perform a couple Christmas tunes.
Santa Baby.
What about I think we should play it for everybody. A snippet of the Eurythmics version of Winter Wonderland.
All right, everybody. So we're going to play this and, oh man, just be ready. It's tough. This is the 90s. I mean, what are they? I almost called them a super group. There's no way that's true.
Annie Lennox and a guy, right?
Yeah. Eurythmics. This is, someone went to them and said, you know what? Do a Winter Wonderland in the least seasonal way possible. Here it is.
Love knows no season. Love knows no clime. Romance
those like strings.
It's like Wizard of Oz.
You know what it's like? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The that ferry ride.
Okay. So like, first off, it's not. I mean, that's just like who the Eurythmics are. Like they're just pop 80s pop synth, little moody, little dark. They sang These Dreams Are Made of These or whatever.
Yes, sweet dreams are made of these.
So I mean that's just who they are. So my real question is like, did they pick it because this is on a compilation album just called A Very Special Christmas?
It is. I mean, Sting's so special. On here, John Mellencamp, Whitney Houston.
But so it's like, how did that conversation go? Did they get called up and they say, we want you to be on this album? Because it was like 1991 or whatever. And then they were like, oh, perfect. We've been working on this. Or did they, I mean, like, because then also the real question, the overall question is, who likes that?
That's actually a great question.
And like, who produced? Like, I want to take a deep dive into the production of that song and like.
Here's what I think happened with this album, because I mean, there's huge names on it: U2, Madonna, Bon Jovi, Stevie Nicks, John Mellencamp, Bruce Springsteen, Whitney Houston. It's like everyone in the '90s who everybody wanted to listen to. I think you ask the biggest names on that record, like Whitney Houston, what song do you want to sing? And you like let the big names pick the songs, and then everyone else, it's like, okay, here's what's been taken. You can do anything else.
So it's they did the album originally as a benefit for Special Olympics.
A Very Special Christmas.
Oh, surely not.
that they call it. That's how's that the name they picked for it. It's a very special Christmas.
But so Whitney Houston's, she did Do You Hear What I Hear on here, and it was also kind of bad.
Shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear?
So I don't know. I think my problem with Christmas music is stuff like that, to where it's like classic Christmas, Burl Ives and stuff like that. I mean, whatever. My dad loves it. I can listen to it if I have to. My dad discovered Alexa over Thanksgiving. And so he would go, like, every couple hours, he would walk into the kitchen.
Hey, Alexa.
Yeah, literally. And get really, really close to her.
Hey, Alexa.
And, like, shout into it. But he wouldn't do it quick enough. But he wanted Gene Autry. He wanted Gene Autry's version of Red-Nosed Reindeer. And, like, he couldn't get the name right. And he couldn't. And so, like, it always would come up with a different version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And then I'd have to walk over there. So I bet we ended up listening to it 60 times. But so like the classics, it's like, okay, it's a classic or it's a classic. And then the people who 118 years later that are like, you know what? I think I can really make this my own. And then you get that version of Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, yeah. You get that, or you get new Christmas songs. Like anyone who puts out a Christmas album does one or two new ones, just seeing if they'll stick.
I think they're called originals.
Well, they're definitely originals. like George Strait's Christmas album, one of them's called For Christ's Sake, Merry Christmas or something like that. For Christ's Sake, Merry Christmas. And it like means it very genuinely. But so often those songs are not, no one cares about that at all. But like at one point, all those old songs were like brand new, and we've just said, "Oh yeah, the Burl Ives, Gene Autry, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, that's Christmas music." And we just kind of stuck with it, and then you get the weird versions nowadays, or just like super plain, just like the old ones with new names, like. Chris Young has a really good Christmas album, but it's like pretty straightforward songs. He's not really trying to own them and do them in his own way. Brett Eldredge just did a lot of videos with Cracker Barrel doing Christmas music. And he's wearing he also did it for the NBC tree lighting. He's wearing a tuxedo. He's doing like the Michael Bublé, Harry Connick Jr. thing.
Well, I mean, I think he has one of the most underrated voices in country music, but he released a Christmas album last year because that is just his thing. He loves it.
That's great.
And he's pretty good at it. Mm-hmm. He can make he didn't try to make anything his own. He's doing Frank Sinatra Christmas.
Right.
And he's good at it.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I think Casey Musgraves did she released a Christmas album last year and it was so good. She had 2 originals on there. One was with Leon Bridges.
I like Leon. He's a soul singer.
Christmas Without You is like a present without a bow, and I really like that song, and it was kind of sad. And then I think she had 3 originals on there. One was with Willie Nelson, Have a Willie Nice Christmas.
Puns, man.
But so yeah, I can't get on board with the I think I can do this better. Because in theory, like it's just like nobody. It's like every time I'm watching The Voice and somebody gets on there and they sing Adele. And I'm like, y'all,
come on.
Unless you are like this, unless you're going to rap, hello, and like you really are going to make something your own, there's certain songs that you just can't do.
It's a golden example of stay in your lane.
Like,
know what you can do. Brett Eldredge can do the Frank Sinatra thing.
Yeah.
Great. Do it. You don't have to put a bunch of, I almost said lights and bows. Is that too cheesy? You don't have to put a bunch of lights on it to like make it sparkle and make it better than everything else.
So what is it about Christmas music that seems to have a special trigger for getting stuck in my head?
I think it's not like other music. Like there's certain little super technical things about it that kind of make it stand alone. I mean, there's simple things like you've got bells jingling and it's tied to a holiday that, has a lot of nostalgia around it. So we connect music to events. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you hear songs, you can remember the first time you heard them or why they're important in your life. They just kind of like stick to situations. And so all these songs are connected with like a super nostalgic holiday, the biggest holiday in our country. And they also have a lot of things like there's a lot of diminishing notes in Christmas music that a lot of other songs just don't do.
Okay, this is too technical.
Yeah.
Because the song, Happy Holidays, Happy Holidays.
Oh, Happy Holidays from Holiday Inn.
Always in my head, super annoying. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas, always in my head, super annoying. Do you hear what I hear? Always in my head.
I don't hear Do You Hear What I Hear very much.
I don't have to hear it very much.
I'm saying like I don't hear it in my head. I'm thankful for that. Because that's like the little drummer boy. It's repetitive and honestly a weird song.
Yeah, weird song because I'm imagining all of my friends right now that have not even necessarily newborns, but just kids under 5 or 6 that have trouble sleeping in their own bed. If I rolled in and was like, man, it's been a rough year. I can't give you any money. But I want to stand here and I want to play this drum for you.
I've got my marching band snare drum and a killer solo worked up. I think your kid's gonna love it.
Do you know what people would do to me?
It'd be the worst. Like what?
I would lose, like straight up lose friends.
Like what parents of a newborn
like are thinking? A drum,
yes,
not
like
a
the
solo.
The best thing is
a
just
drum.
A drum coming in here and some kid hitting it. Probably not great rhythm. I mean...
Not even if it was Travis Barker. That's the only drummer. Or Dave
Navarro?
Dave Navarro. Like, who are famous drummers? Those are 2. I don't, even if they came in and were like, okay, I've prepared a drum solo for your 3-month-old child.
It'd be the worst thing. And also, it would take them 45 minutes to set up the drum kit in the kids' room.
Yeah, and then, hey, got the kick drum here. I just think that's a weird song. It seems like a weird gift.
It's actually the weirdest. It's the worst gift.
Besides any of those gifts in the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So newborn parents, would you rather have someone come in here and beat on a drum while you're trying to sleep, much less your kid, or would you rather have a couple hundred birds? Like I've seen something, I can't remember it. What's the math on the 12 Days of Christmas? Like if someone actually gave you all of those things on every day, how many birds you would have? And it's like in the hundreds.
Wait, is that how the song goes? So like you get the...
Oh yeah. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. So there's one bird. The second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in it. So by the second day, you've got 4 birds already. And then, yeah, there's 3 French hens.
And then those geese are a laying.
Yeah.
Right?
Those geese are a laying. And then you've got pipers piping, lords a leaping, ladies dancing, maids milking. So you've got cows or goats showing up. You get a lot of golden rings. Okay, that's a consolation. You get 5 of them.
I don't think I've ever thought
7 days for a week.
I don't think I've ever thought about the fact that you get them. He's regifting.
He's doubling, tripling, quadrupling gifts. He's like, you know what I'm going to do yesterday and then some.
Restraining order.
Yeah, it's just too much. Unless you have a enormous farm.
No, even an enormous farm. What if, because I'm assuming you're single, obviously, I'm a single girl, I got a big yard. Mm-hmm. Even somebody was over at my house, like on Saturday, and I guess they hadn't spent much time there, and they said, you've got a big lot. And I do. It's a lot to keep up with. It's a big yard. So 12 Days of Christmas brings us to Destiny's Child, 8 Days of Christmas. But in that one, I don't think it's a re-gift. But on the 8th day of Christmas...
These are good gifts. These are very 2004.
Well, but ish. It's like he goes back and forth. So on the 8th day, you get Chloe shades and a diamond belly ring. But then on the 7th day, a nice back rub and he massaged my feet. But then on the 6th day, a crop jacket and dirty denim jeans. But then just on the 5th day, a poem that he wrote for me.
A poem he wrote for me.
And then on the 4th day, a candlelit dinner, just me and my honey. And on the 3rd day, I think it's the lowest gift you could give somebody, especially if you're
That's
a gift certificate to get my favorite CDs. That's rude. Gift certificates. I hate gift certificates.
I can't think of anything.
And then on the 2nd day of Christmas, keys to a new CLK Mercedes. On the 1st day of Christmas, my baby gave to me quality TIME. So it's like one day he like nails it, and then the next day he's like, oh, I forgot, here's a poem. And then the next day he nails it, and then he like just like went like total, as my mom would say, brain fart, and got her a gift certificate. Also,
I don't know what you want or like. Go buy it yourself.
A gift certificate. What I mean, if we should probably look into rewriting the 12 Days of Christmas for 2017.
If this
7 retweets and an Instagram like
if this podcast episode accomplishes one thing, I hope it's convincing one person to not get a gift certificate for somebody,
or to not try to write a Christmas song if you got no business writing a Christmas song.
Yeah, word. Okay, so I found out. I looked it up online. If the 12 Days of Christmas total, if you were given all of those things, you would end up getting 364 gifts by the 12th day. In total, you would have 12 partridges, 12 trees, 22 doves, 30 hens, 36 calling birds, which are loud, 40 golden rings, 42 geese, 42 swans, 40 maids that are milking 40 other animals, 36 ladies, 30 lords, 22 pipers, and 12 drummers. That's too much.
But so like, do the maids and the pipers and the drummers live at your house?
I don't know. And 22 pipers, that's a lot. And are they? Is it like they're constantly piping? Are the ladies always dancing? The lords are just jumping everywhere? Or is it a parade showing up as he gives the gifts of?
No, actually, that would be kind of a cool way to get a gift.
Someone had a parade?
Like, just, yeah, think about it.
And they were in the middle of the parade or at the very end on a big float, and they walked down and handed you your gift?
I saw a tweet the other day that said, Christmas parades, but at normal speed. But I mean, so I would think like 35 miles an hour. So like you see like you've got just like, here comes Santa Claus, but he's unfortunately the fire truck's actually just going 35 miles an hour down the road.
Would you have to put the floats or like the balloons? Would you have to tie them to cars, or would the people just be sprinting?
I'm thinking like a small town parade, not like Macy's, because that's like an actual parade with like stuff in it. I'm thinking. So, like, where I grew, like, in Russellville, apparently we had the biggest Christmas parade in the state for a really long time. But I don't remember anything about it other than, like, a lot of garbage trucks and, like, the high school marching band.
It's all the municipal cars.
Yeah, I was in it for my church a lot. I was, like, always dressed like an angel.
We've got a pretty good parade here in town, in Fayetteville.
For Christmas?
We did. This year's was weird.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Well, so they light the square.
Oh, yeah, the parade of lights.
Literally the whole city shows up. It's one of the only things, like, everyone goes to. So
I've never been.
Really? It's kind of fun. But the floats this year...
It's outside.
Yeah, it is. But it was kind of warm. It was pretty warm this year.
I don't go outside.
Oh. They were really hurting for floats this year. They had a Mad Max float where... Like that scary movie? Like the apocalyptic movie. They had guys, like, full body paint, looking terrifying with, like, spiky hockey pads in an old car doing a Mad Max thing, like, right in front of Santa Claus. It was very strange.
Wow. Yeah. Anyway, that could be funny to see a dump truck with like a band, or like just wrapped in Christmas lights, just going 35 miles an hour, but followed closely by another dump truck wrapped in Christmas lights. Okay, so what's the one song as soon as you hear it, it's Christmas to you?
Nat King Cole's A Christmas Song.
Really?
Just those first two notes. Let me play it.
It's called A Christmas Song?
It's called The Christmas Song.
Oh, Wyclef Jean has a version of it. It's real weird.
Yeah, it's a chestnuts roasting on an open fire, a.k.a.
Oh, yeah.
Just those right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in. That's Christmas.
But it doesn't sound... This just sounds like a dumb old black and white movie to me.
Well, I kind of grew up watching dumb old black and white movies on Christmas time.
What are chestnuts?
Chestnuts are actually nuts. Actually, Whole Foods up here is selling like huge bags of them. I never had one before.
Do you think this is going to be like the next big thing? Like how, like 10 years ago, people started frying their turkeys and then suddenly it was like, OMG, everybody's burning their house down on Thanksgiving. Now it's going to be like, here's the proper way to roast chestnuts over.
So you don't burn your house
down. Because he clearly says open fire, right?
Yeah, he does. But those are also the days you'd make popcorn over an open fire. You'd have like that it was like a closed top skillet, or you just had this bag. It was basically aluminum foil, and you with all the seeds in it, and you'd shake it over the fire, and it would expand as the popcorn popped, and it would come out super hot and dry with no butter on it.
You want to hear my song?
Yes.
It's that time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh.
And then and then she says, Santa's on his way. Hip hip hooray, it's Christmas vacation.
I mean, she goes all in. It's Christmas time.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I just think that's a great song. And also the Home Alone theme, really, I can get pretty into that.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes when I hear Home Alone, I don't necessarily think of Christmas. I think more of Chicago O'Hare Airport.
Yeah, a lot of that movie is in airports.
But I remember for years and years, because once I took this job, I connected at O'Hare a lot. Like almost every other time I flew, which it goes in,
flying out of Arkansas, you connect with O'Hare in Atlanta a lot.
And so I remember always thinking, because like they still have those flags that hang in like a couple of the terminals.
Yeah.
And I think Terminal B at O'Hare is the one that it was, because it still kind of looks like that. It's still kind of old school, and they haven't like added on or redone it. And 2 years ago, I had to do a mad dash through O'Hare because they don't have a system there. They don't have a train.
Oh my gosh.
And it's really spread out.
So you did the whole thing. You did Run Rudolph.
I did the mad dash, and it wasn't as cool.
Yeah, I guess when
I got on that baby tiny flight, nobody gave me champagne. Nobody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many kids do the McCallisters have?
Like 7, right?
Yeah. And that huge, like, here's how you see that movie as an adult. They have that massive house. His brother's a cheapskate, but he's like paying for his brother and his kids to go with him and his enormous family to Paris for Christmas. What does he do?
That had to be what, $100 grand?
Yeah. What is Mr. McCallister's job? That never comes up. What he does, but he does very well.
Well, what's Chicago? Insurance, advertising, meat. They used to have a big meat.
Yeah.
He's probably a day trader.
Yeah, he does something.
Because, or you know what? I bet he's in commercial real estate.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good gig.
Because he wasn't worried about taking off work or messages at the office.
Oh, no, he wasn't the workaholic dad at all.
Yeah, so it was probably something that, like, you make large, huge sums of money all at, like, once. And so then you just have to be smart with it, too.
He seemed pretty sharp.
Yeah.
His brother was an idiot.
Yeah. I think about, well, I was going to say, I think about that shower scene a lot where you,
I'm
but
the
like,
cool man.
but that like sounds creepy. Say, oh, I think about that shower scene a lot.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Because when you think of that guy, I don't even know his name.
Uncle Frank.
Uncle Frank. When you think of Uncle Frank, you think of the shower scene where he screams at Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
and then the pizza scene where he says, "Look what you did, you little jerk." Mm-hmm. That's what I think of.
Yeah, my family says to each other a lot, like, I'm living alone. Like, just all the time. We're like, oh, when I grow up, I'm living alone. Like,
I'm living alone. You hear me?
like, and which basically means like, hey, I need 20 minutes to like go watch an old episode of The Office, like by myself. Like, don't ask me where I'm going. I promise I'm not mad. I'm gonna come back. But like,
Just need a moment.
I need either a large cheese pizza to myself or like, I need y'all to quit talking to me for 20 minutes.
Large cheese pizza.
Which, yeah. Okay. So what are your all-time favorite Christmas albums? Like, do you have full albums that you can get behind?
That is actually a little bit harder for me because I pick and choose. The background, I'm gonna put it on in my house. I know that everyone doesn't like this, but the Charlie Brown Christmas album, it's a jazz album, but it's great. I really like that album. But it's tough. I usually make Christmas playlists and I pick and choose because I think that whether it's an original song or someone trying to just own a song that's been done by 100 other people, you've got some misses on Christmas albums.
Yeah. Amy Grant, A Christmas Album is, I think it's so, it's so good. It's so good.
Well, it's one of the only she has one of the only versions of Baby It's Cold Outside that isn't creepy.
Well, I just remember, like, I think almost every friend I have, the first concert they went to when they were a kid was Amy Grant.
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't have that story. Like, for some reason, I didn't listen to Amy Grant when I was little, except for her Christmas stuff. And when I was like 11 or 12, we used to have two different Christmas Eve services, one at like a normal time and then one at like 11:30 at night. And my family always went to that one when my brother and I got a little bit older and we could stay up. And then when we got even older and we couldn't even stay up for the 11:30, we had to go back to the normal service because we were like, we're too old for this. Or I'd had way too much to drink at
That's a late service.
Christmas Eve dinner.
Like as someone who has preached and put on church services before, the thought of starting one at 11:30 is just like,
yeah.
Oh man, because after everyone leaves, you still have to shut everything down and make sure everything's clean and lock up. Like,
well, and sometimes
you're
Christmas
not getting
Eve
home
is
till
on
1:30 or 2.
Christmas Eve is on a Saturday.
Yeah, and oh gosh, yeah, and if the pastor's got little kids, he's waking up at what?
Yeah.
6, 7?
Yeah. Well, so I just remember I was 11 or 12. It was one of those late Christmas Eve communions. My mom sang Breath of Heaven. Amy Grant,
Wow.
Breath of Heaven.
That's a great song.
And I think it was one of the first times I ever remembered thinking, like, wait a second, like, Mary and Joseph were real people. This was, like, a real thing that happened, not like, and I believed it in my heart. Like, wait, these were real people. This was a real thing, and I was like, man, like I'm not Jesus or anything, but raising kids has to be hard, and that's got to be even harder to know that you're like raising the Son of God.
Mary, did you know? I like Breath of Heaven better.
Well, but also Mary, did you know is cheesy, but when you just like read the lyrics, you're like, holy crap, like that, like. There's like, even if you did know, what good would that do?
Right.
I know a lot of things and it doesn't do me any good.
Right.
I don't think I'd want to know.
Oof. Do you have any favorite Christmas songs that you feel like are deep cuts, like songs that people don't really know about?
Yeah.
That you just love going to?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this group called Branches?
No.
They did this little EP of stuff that was really good, that I can kind of get behind. It's all classics, but I really like it. But my personal favorites, I was actually telling my dad this the other day during Thanksgiving, we were talking about Christmas music because he had discovered Alexa. My favorite Christmas songs, besides like Amy Grant, and then almost any decent version of Oh Holy Night, like just kills me.
Oh man,
like
Luke Bryan killed it.
I mean, yeah, like even his version is good.
Oh,
I
man.
get way more behind like, you know, somebody with like the vocals.
Yeah.
But I love the like 50s and like the Phil Spector, the Christmas album.
Yeah.
Darling Love, Christmas, parenthesis, Baby, Please Come Home, close parenthesis, is my favorite Christmas song. Run Rudolph, another favorite. Or I guess Run Rudolph Run. Those are like, I just love those. Christmas, Baby, Please Come Home. I just love it. I mean, she sang it on David Letterman every Christmas Eve or December 23rd for like 17 or 18 years straight.
What?
That was like, yeah, every year. But yeah, I think that those, I guess kind of they're originals, and it's not necessarily the focus of, I don't know, it makes you think about Christmas, but like you're not thinking, like you don't have the weight of the world on you, like with
Right.
Oh Holy Night.
Yeah. Run Run Rudolph. It's fun. Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
I love those two songs. I love Christmas Vacation theme song, as evidenced.
It's a great song.
Earlier.
I can't help but think of like that animation.
Yeah,
the
when
whole
it gets
time.
stuck in the chimney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my ringtone for when my family calls me, I still have ringtones, is Holiday Road, like the National Lampoon's, like
Holiday Road.
Yeah, just that theme song.
Yep.
We're pretty into Chevy Chase at my house, but
That's fine.
what are your deep cuts?
So one is so I do like the pretty old school Frank Sinatra era Christmas stuff. It's a hymn that he did called I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day, and it's amazing. A lot of other people have done it. It's not a super well known Christmas song, but man, he does the best version, and it's powerful. It's really, really great. I love that version.
Christmas Shoes.
Christmas Shoes, that's it. That's the one. Lauren Daigle did a Christmas album last year that's like very New Orleans. That's pretty cool. That
Swampy.
I like. It's pretty like New Orleans Preservation Hall jazz, like her version of Christmas Time Is Here is good, and then that whole album's pretty great.
Who do you think should record a Christmas album?
I used to want to hear Sia do one.
That could be
Because
good.
I thought it would be interesting. She put out a single this year called "Santa Claus Is Coming for Us," which sounds a little ominous.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's an interesting song.
Is he coming like a thief in the night to kill, steal, and destroy, or is he coming to save us?
So Kristen Bell and Dak Shepard are in the music video, and it's just they're kind of doing this like fun traditional Christmas sort of thing where they're hanging out with one of the kids from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But the chorus is "Santa Claus is coming for us," which is a little terrifying. I don't know. I don't think I've ever thought of like who should do one that I haven't heard. I just assume that like everyone has done one.
Carrie's never done one. Carrie Underwood's never done one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
I guess she's. I mean, I feel
honestly, some people. This isn't, and like I want to preface this by saying that this isn't for this doesn't. But you know, lots of people, they sign their 4 or 6 albums out of a record deal, and sometimes people just got to get They got to.
That's one of them.
That's why there's more Christmas albums than there should be.
It seems like Christmas albums seem like they would be pretty easy too. Especially if you're not writing one. If you're just doing all old songs, like they're already there.
Yeah.
Get people who can play it. You know the lyrics. Get in the studio for a day. Throw it down.
Yeah. I think after hearing Casey's album, I feel like Miranda could pull one off, or somebody like that. I don't think I would ever want to hear. I don't think I'd want to hear Jason Aldean or Florida Georgia Line do a Christmas album.
I have no interest in either one of those.
Or Chainsmokers.
Oh, well, if Florida Georgia Line did it where they are right now, you'd have a couple. The Chainsmokers would be on at least 2 tracks. They'd be producers.
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, Chainsmokers or a Rihanna Christmas album could be really interesting.
Yeah.
A Jay-Z Christmas album.
It'd have to be Jay-Z and Beyonce together. It'd be a family Christmas.
I mean, Adele could be fun.
Yeah. Oh, she'd be great. I guess in my head, she popped through my head, but I just assumed she would have done one.
Yeah.
Or at least done some Christmas music.
Paris Hilton could be fun.
It just seems like Christmas music just seems like a layup for any musician. Like, you just want to get something out there. If
I had Adele's vote, I wonder if you make less money because that has something to do with it. Because why hasn't Carrie or Adele released a version of Oh Holy Night, or has Carrie? And I really just don't even know.
Yeah.
But okay, so your all-time favorite pick that everyone has to go listen to.
Yeah, I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day by Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite, you have to go listen to him, but there's a guy named Cody Fry who put out a 3-song Christmas EP that's really great. Mm-hmm. He put out one of the songs last year called From the Cold, and he ended up performing it with Amy Grant during some celebration last Christmas in Nashville. And it's really great. Cody Fry. You should check that out.
Yeah, I think I've just got to go Amy Grant, a Christmas album.
You can't miss like that.
It's so good.
No way.
She's a layup. All right. Well, also, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that Dolly Parton has a couple of Christmas albums. And if you want to feel more joy in your heart than you have felt in a number of years, go to youtube.com, and I'll put a link here in our show page too, but and watch Dolly's Go Tell It on the Mountain Christmas video. It's truly special.
Is it very special?
It's very special.
Is it a very special Christmas?
It's so special.
If you want to simply have a wonderful Christmas time and don't want to get to Christmas Day and think, so this is Christmas, what have I done?
Yep, there you go.
You need to go watch this video.
Yep, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye.